What we're going to talk about is moving out here to Thailand. If you're a regular viewer of my channel, you'll know from comments, I'm always talking to guys who are planning to move out here. Guys ask me questions, the good things, the bad things, the do's, the don'ts. Now I did it 2 years ago. I've made a couple of videos already about moving to Thailand full time. And Steve did it about, I think, if I'm not wrong, it's about a year ago, right?
Yep.
Right. So the whole purpose of talking to Steve today is I came out here 2 years ago, as I've said. I've given you my experiences. I'm from the UK. Steve's actually, is it Canada or America you're from?
US.
US, right. Do you mind me asking which city?
Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado, okay. So I just want to ask Steve about his experiences. So if you're one of those guys and you're planning to come out here, you might have already been out here on vacation a few times. Normally, guys, they're not going to stick a pin in a map and say, I'm going to Thailand. They'll come out here on vacation, holiday, several times, and they'll decide they want to move out here, and they move out here. But living here is not the same as coming here on vacation. I've found that many things are different. So if I can just start by asking you, Steve, you visited Thailand probably many times before you actually moved out here. How many times? Do you remember how many times?
I visited Thailand 8 times.
8 times?
In the last 15 years before I moved.
Okay, and what was your average kind of length of staying here?
Oh, about 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay. And, you know, I've often said in live streams and videos, when you come here on vacation, it must be the same for you.
Yeah.
You land and you think, wow, I'm in Thailand, you dump your bags in your hotel, you're straight out, a cold beer somewhere, normally on Soi 4 for me, and then you're just out every day and every night, and then you go home with a, you know, back to the doom and gloom. But when you live here, it's completely different, isn't it?
It is. It is. You kind of have to pace yourself because, you know, I can't go out every night. I like to be engaged and have fun, but I can't party all night every night. So
No. And we're a similar age. How old are you again?
67.
You did tell me, but my memories. I'm 64, Steve's 67. So what are the main differences you find, like when you used to come out here and just come out for a vacation, as opposed to moving out here now? You've been here for a year. What would you say are the main things that are different in your life to when you live in here to when you used to just come as a visitor?
Well, you get a chance to be around more normal Thai people when you get out of the tourist areas.
Yes,
and you'll find that Bangkok has a lot of great neighborhoods, beautiful neighborhoods that are predominantly Thai, and they're interesting, they're clean. Thai people are welcoming and friendly, and you know, it's a great experience, especially when you get away from the tourist areas.
Sure. Do you find that people who come here on vacation, they have the wrong kind of opinion on general Thai people because they're hanging around Nana and Cowboy and Pattaya? They kind of get this way of thinking in their head that this is Thailand, but it's not actually true, is it?
Right, that's just the superficial part of it. When you get away from the tourist areas, that's when you get into the real Thai culture. Sure.
Is there anything about Thailand you don't like?
There's a little bit of bureaucracy sometimes with visas and things like that, but you know, there's a lot of personal accountability here.
Sure.
And so that gives you a lot of freedom, which I really like. Was there anything that you don't like about it? You've been here about 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, little things irritate me. They don't kind of, it's not that I don't like them, they just irritate me a little bit. One of the things is when you go out for a meal with somebody, as you know, normally your food will come or their food will come, and the next plate will come 10 minutes later, so you're looking at them and your food's getting cold, or either you eat your food, you finish it, and then their food comes out. That's one thing that irritates me a little bit. The other thing is I like to walk, and sometimes the streets, the pavements very, very badly, but other than that, not too much. So people assume that all Thais are scammers and they're out to rob foreigners. It's just absolutely not true, is it?
No, I'd say it's the exact opposite. I dropped my wallet in a hotel restroom once, and didn't realize it. Came back 5 minutes later, it was gone. Went to the reception, asked if anybody had seen it, and sure enough, the cleaning lady came in, gave it to the reception, and they handed me my wallet back. And all the money was there, all of the credit cards were there, and that's just how they're nice and they're genuine, and you know, they're not out to rip you off. No. In my opinion.
No, and I can tell you a story of my own, but before I do, why don't you tell everybody that story about the time you were out on your bike and you lost your phone?
It was rainy season, and I'm riding my bike down the street to beat the storm, and my phone pops out of my pocket, and I didn't realize it until I got back to the condo. I jump into the condo, and I don't have a phone, so crap. Run down, look down the street everywhere, can't find it. And then I'm next to a 7-Eleven, so I walk in and ask the staff, has anybody seen an extra phone? And they held up my phone and said, hey, is this yours? So, you know, people go out of their way to help you, and somebody picked it up, took it to 7-Eleven thinking anybody looking for a phone would go there, and sure enough I did. So, you know, I thanked the staff and gave them 1,000 baht and told them to have a 6-pack on me.
Yeah, sure. And it's amazing. I mean, there's lots of stories. I've heard stories of guys who have left laptops and bags of money in taxis, and the taxi drivers actually come back and give it back to them. One story, I've told this on my channel before, so you'll have to fast forward if you've heard it before, but one story that happened to me years ago, I was here buying some bits and pieces that I used to sell on eBay years ago, and I just withdrawn 20,000 baht. I had it in one of those, I don't know what you call them in the States.
Yeah, fanny pack.
Is that what you call a fanny bag?
Yeah.
We call them bum bags. Okay, it's a bag that goes around your stomach, you put your money in. And I got back to I was staying at the Omni Tower at the time, and I got back, and I don't know why I did it. I thought it was zip, and I was stood waiting for the elevator or lift as we call it, and I was swinging this thing, went up to the room, didn't think nothing. I was there for about 10 minutes, and I had a call in my room, and the guy said from reception, he said, "Oh, Kun Peter, you lost something?" And I'm like, look, panic, went downstairs, and the girl who was cleaning the area by the elevator, she'd found the whole 20,000 baht all over the place, and she'd handed it in. They called me, they gave me it back, and like you, I gave her 1,000 baht. So, you know, don't have this misconception that all Thais are dishonest. I would say the majority of them are very, very honest, right?
Sure, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the big move. So you were obviously working, you retired in America, and you must have had a fairly decent life in America. I'm just assuming you're not like poor, as it were, really poor. What made you actually decide to move away from that life in America and move full-time to Thailand? Because a lot of guys will do 3 months here, 3 months back home, or 6 months. What made you think, right, I'm going to go, that's it?
Well, two things. I was going through a divorce at the time, and then also I retired, and so in the back of my mind, I've always thought, you know, I'd love to live in Thailand sometime, especially since I'd made so many vacations here. So when the divorce came around and my retirement, I really had a lot of flexibility in where I live and what I do. So I picked up and moved to Bangkok about a year ago.
Is there anything that you miss about the States that you can't get here or you can't do here?
Sure, you know, I miss family and friends, but there's so much going on here, especially Bangkok. You know, it's a world-class city.
It is,
You can find just about anything here, and I find it super interesting, and I love the architecture and the temples, and just the culture. And the Buddhist culture is a really cool culture, which I think makes Thailand so friendly.
What about budget-wise? When you were back in the States and you were doing your numbers like everybody is, I did it, you know, I assumed I'd be paying 20-25 for rent, electric, how much I spend on going out, car, whatever. Are you in line with your budget, or are you spending a lot more than you thought you would need?
About what I thought.
Right.
Which is significantly less than I would be spending in the US.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of guys will make videos and say Thailand's gotten so expensive, and hands up, guilty, Your Honor, I've made them same videos. But when you talk about prices compared to your own country, it's still a lot cheaper here, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's at least 2 or 3 times as much for rent and for groceries, for basic necessities. It's much cheaper here. Even though prices have gone up here in Thailand, they've gone up a hell of a lot more in the US.
Sure, same as the UK. So Steve, if you don't mind me asking, a little bit personal, but you don't have to go into great detail. What about the dating scene out here? Because we're both older guys. How do you find it to compare to the States?
Well, I'd say it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to meet people and to become friends, whether they're guy friends or girl friends. And people are friendly here, and they're welcoming foreigners, which is refreshing.
From my side, one of the big barriers I would say is the language. Did you find that when you first came? Because I know you're taking a language course now, aren't you? How's that going?
Yeah. Well, I'm taking a class online, and it's going, but it's slow. You know, you don't learn quite as quickly when you're my age as we did when we were in college.
Sure.
But the Thai language is pretty complicated. The script is totally different. You can't recognize the alphabet. And in addition to that, they have 5 tones. So they can say the same word 5 different ways, and it has 5 different meanings.
Because there's often a joke. I mean, I've been in bars where I've said something years ago. I've said something in Thai, but like you said, I've used the wrong tone, and it's actually come out as a bad word. And of course, everybody in the bar, the girls are laughing. But they don't get offended because they know we don't know.
No, it's all good fun.
Okay, so you've settled in, you're having a nice life here. Let's talk a little bit about the logistics of getting out here. So when you made that decision that you were going to move to Thailand, just talk me through the process of how it went. Did you bring much out here? Did you sell it off? The whole works actually, how you actually got from there to here.
Sure.
What did you have to do?
Well, I put most of my stuff in storage, and then I share a house back in Colorado with my brother, and so I've got a lot of belongings there as well. But I came out with 2 suitcases, and I had seen your videos and others, and you know, you can buy clothes here, and you can buy almost anything, so you don't have to bring it.
No.
And so 2 suitcases was all I needed.
Yeah.
And I think that worked out great.
Great, yeah.
In terms of coming out, I decided to rent a room in an extended stay hotel for a month. And then from there I explored a lot of different areas in Thailand, in Bangkok, and kind of came back to this area all the time. And it just seemed like, you know, it's close to the BTS and it's close to the park. And this has everything I'm looking for right at my fingertips. So that's how I found the area, and I just stayed.
One of the comments I get very, very often, because people know, they don't know my apartment building, I hope not anyway, but one of the comments I get is people say to me, why would you want to live in the middle of a tourist area? I've got my reasons, but I'll ask you first and I'll let you know mine. So obviously Thailand is a huge city, Bangkok is a huge city. I guess it's around, not guess, I know it's around 10 million, the population of just Bangkok itself. There's a lot of areas. So you yourself, Steve, this is a tourist area, Sukhumvit Road, between Nana, Soi 3 and Asok. What made you decide to locate to this area?